but that's how it
Oh,
works.
God, it's them again. I mean, hey, Internet.
Hey!
You're listening to Technophilia. You probably hit play by accident, causing your browser to become unresponsive, but curiously, the audio is still playing, so sod it. Might as well keep listening, eh? I'm joined today by Justin, a
Hey.
humble folk that escaped from the mountains of Canada, voice of reason and man of many, many words. How you doing?
It's a pretty good intro, but there wasn't any alliteration. I don't
Can't do
know.
alliteration.
I like it. I'm not from the mountains. I'm from, well, the prairie state. Well, the Niagara.
I figured you love
those
mountains.
waterfalls.
You must be from the mountains.
I'm not from
Well,
the
you're in the
mountains.
mountains now, or something. Mountain
Mountains
something.
are over there. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, how you doing, James?
I'm not bad.
Cool. What else you got?
Well, I'm also joined by Dave, our illustrious gaming editor of many talents, except the ones that count, and
That's how I
who's been
operate.
kind enough to donate his entire house to the graveyard for Crap Nintendo Games Foundation. Hey, Dave, has
Hey, how's it
Ultimate
going?
Hoarder's TV show been around yet?
I'm waiting for them. They haven't come around yet, though.
Oh, right. No,
I think I
heard
need
they-
to like
heard
start
they were
pooping
looking.
in corners and stuff. If I want.
Oh, you're an asshole.
I know I am. Excellent. All right. Well, on today's show, a piracy and privacy special, because, you know, that's not what we talk about every week anyway. We have
Yeah.
some secure email services that would rather die than give up our freedoms, but the internet's favorite superhero, Kim.com, steps in to save the day. And
Oh.
good news, everybody. The Pirate Bay has released their own browser, but it's based on Firefox, so probably slow as crap.
Outdated
And finally-
information.
What? It's not outdated. Finally, we've been rumbled. It turns out people pirate TV shows not due to regional restrictions, but because they like free stuff. No shit, Sherlock. All right, let's get on with the show.
What should we start with?
The first story would probably be a good start.
The news from Make Use of This. So the founders of YouTube have launched their challenge to Vine and Instagram, and they call it Mixbit because apparently no one on the internet has combined those two words yet. It's about what you'd expect, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, I don't
What
know.
does it do? I didn't
I
look
don't
at
know
it.
why the godfathers of internet video feel the need to make a competitor to a new player in the internet video space. I don't.
Hey, look, here's the most crowded space in online video right now. Very, very short clips that loop. Let's get in on that.
Yeah, I mean it's
Yeah.
YouTube though. They can just set the trend to whatever they want it to be for.
Well, they're
I don't-
not YouTube though. They've left Google, haven't they? These two guys, like they're doing this.
Yeah, I guess
independent.
so. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. They
I mean,
could just go-
YouTube has long since taken off a life of their own without these two guys, Chad Hurley and Steve Chen. But
Can they just like go back to YouTube or something? I don't know.
no,
Just be like, yo.
I think they didn't want to work inside Google anymore. But you know, it would take YouTube forever to implement this short videos on a loop technology. I don't think that they could handle it.
It
yeah.
does sound very complicated, you know.
Yeah, they'd have to like add the functionality for something to play multiple times without user interference. And I think it took NASA about a year to do that when they tried for the Mars
It's
landing.
very advanced.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't really. I guess it's cool that there's competition in this space that didn't really exist 6 months ago, but hard
Does
to
it
get
add
excited about
anything,
it.
or is it just a copy of whatever?
I'm not seeing that it adds anything in what I've read.
Huh.
So yeah.
This isn't really news.
Well, you know what? We're reporting on it because of
'Cause
reasons.
it's people who used to work at Google.
Yeah.
And people like people who used to work at Google.
Technology news is weird. We are not starting this off well. Let's get it going with Bing. Bing is making apps for Windows Phone 8 because no one else is, so Microsoft has to do it themselves. There's a news, sports, weather, and finance apps now, which probably, I imagine, show you the news, sports, weather, and finance.
Yep.
information.
I'd say that's a good estimation of what they do.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. If you're a Windows Phone 8 user, please get in touch with us, but don't use your phone. It's going to not work that well. Get onto your computer
Please
and
buy
let
a
us know.
phone.
Let us know what you Oh, come on, James. That wasn't very nice.
I was hoping
I was
my
already
students
being a bit of a
could,
dick, and you went full dick. You don't go full dick.
I
I
was
always
hoping we
go
could like
full
make
dick.
fun of. We could make fun of thing at some point in this post, but I couldn't really find
They're
a
just
good.
standard apps. They're apps that might actually be useful for people. I don't have a problem with it.
For all 3 users of Windows Phone
Windows
8.
Phone 8. I've never met someone who uses Windows Phone 8 who's like really happy with it anymore. But that's mostly the apps. There aren't many apps for it. So
Doesn't Christian use Windows Phone 8? I feel like he used to write a bunch of Windows Phone articles on Make
I
Use of.
think he just regularly rotates between phones though, because he's written manuals about lots of different operating
So
systems.
what you're saying is he wrote a lot about Windows Phone 8, but he doesn't actually like it.
Well, we'd have to ask him about that directly.
No,
But
I don't need to
unfortunately,
ask him. I know. I've got it figured out. He doesn't like it.
we could have talked to him last week. Okay. What else we got, gentlemen?
Well, now we got to talk about our sponsors. Who,
Oh, I love
yet
talking about
again,
our
are
sponsors.
kindly the people at Bitdefender. And this week specifically, the episode is brought to you by Bitdefender Antivirus Plus. It is acknowledged as the antivirus of the year. It has a non-intrusive, extremely fast scanning technology. It offers silent security against threats, extremely fast, non-intrusive, includes Bitdefender Photon, and it also comes with features that protect your online transaction, to protect your identity. No pop-ups, no configurations, and it comes with Bitdefender Autopilot, which means for noobs who don't want to have to configure their antivirus themselves, they can just set it to the recommended settings and never touch it again. So if you're a
Which is what
noob
most-
sauce like James, that's perfect for you.
No, that's great, yeah.
I wouldn't be caught dead with an antivirus. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but you're a noob sauce, so it's perfect for you because you're a noob. See, noobs like
I
you
don't do
wouldn't have it.
antivirus.
Well, that's why
Noob.
you're going to be pwned completely, because you need an antivirus, jerk.
Dumbass.
Can't believe you.
James.
Don't
Why
be
do we
like
keep
James.
him on the show.
I don't know. If I were in charge of Make Use Of, this would change. This has to change. We need change. Oh, man. Let's move on. Well, wait, I'm not hosting. You're hosting, James. Do some...
Okay, can we
Hosting.
move on to like some real news?
Yes.
Please.
James the worst host ever.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
I'm
do
sorry, am I
stuff when
supposed
you
to
say it.
introduce you?
You're the host.
I thought you'd be, you know, a little bit self-automatic. Well, whatever. NSA's done
whatever.
some stuff.
Okay, the NSA, for obvious reasons, were not pleased when Edward Snowden, who wasn't working for them directly, he was a contractor, leaked information and told the world how much information he, again, as a contractor, had access to. So they are building a plan to replace as many humans as possible with AI so that they can reduce the number of people who have access to this secret information. Seems like a logical step forward. I bet you they were working on this before anyways, because looking at this, the fact that someone like Edward Snowden had access to that sheer amount of information seems like a problem to me. What about to you, James? I mean, if you're going to have secret information, don't give it to hundreds of thousands of people.
Kind of
Kinda keeps
unavoidable,
the point.
really, isn't it? I mean, if you've got
Yeah.
someone who like has the password to the big database of everything in the world, it seems
Yeah.
like, they're probably going to have to look at. They're probably just going to look at it at one point. You know you're going to.
Yeah. Yeah,
would.
which is why they want to minimize the number of people who do this. But ultimately, if some individual decides to leak stuff, it's going to be leaked because it's easy to do so on the internet, and there's not a lot of consequences if you do.
Well, you have to run away to another country and lose the rest of your life.
Well,
It
yeah.
seems like a small price to pay.
Apparently you don't have to go to prison, so whatever.
All right. Well, another evil corporate entity that enjoys some serious privacy infringements are London trash bins.
What? Trash bins? What?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
What
we
have you
call them
got
rubbish
going
bins
over
here.
there, Brits?
But remember we talked about a bunch of smart bins in London, and I said they were a complete bloody waste of time and money. The ones that come with LCD screens to show ads and like the weather and stock prices and crap like that no one cares about. So someone decided to enable this special mode on them, in which basically it scans all the Wi-Fi networks around. So that includes any device that has Wi-Fi, and it's able to grab the
smartphone.
Yeah, smartphones, anything with a MAC address, with a network connection in it, basically, and it records everyone's MAC address. So technically the data's anonymized, right? It doesn't give you your name or anything. It just gives you like the equivalent of an IP address. But presumably this could have been used for some kind of analytics, or they said they would have been able to figure out like which shops people prefer, and that's annoying, teddy bear. Which shops people prefer and which brands they're loyal to, and where they linger around in the city, where they hang around a lot, which is kind of weird. But then a couple of days ago, the what is it? The City of London Corporation is that weird thing that exists in the middle of London that isn't actually London. It's actually like an entire country of its own. That's weird. But they released the following statement.
Check out the City of London video. CGP Grey explains everything. So it was the City of London.
I wouldn't say it explains everything, but I still don't get it. But they released this statement. They've said, we've already asked the firm to stop this data collection, and we've taken it to the Information Commissioner's Office, which is like the thing in England which oversees privacy and stuff.
There are tons of companies that do things like this. I know some that have TV screens with ads on them, and a little webcam and facial recognition software so they can tell if you're male or female. Basically demographic information, and then they know what kinds of ads you will be more interested in.
Bus stops, right? They do that.
It's kind of taking Google-style demographic-based advertising to the physical world, and I don't think you're going to stop that. And but is tracking Wi-Fi the right way to do it? I don't know. Probably.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you could tie this MAC address to someone's person, which presumably you can. I mean, there's no reason you couldn't get that somehow from the phone companies or something. Then you would have basically been able to track someone as they move around the city, exactly where they go.
Yeah, but it's kind of a moot point in a city with cameras aiming at every conceivable angle, isn't it? I mean, they can track you by your face too, can't they?
Well, they only look at bad parking spots so that they can get
fines.
Of
course, that's all they'll ever use it for. There's no possible way that could be abused. But tracking my MAC address, that's personal. Yeah. Brilliant. You guys really have the priorities sorted over there.
Google got in a lot of trouble for doing something similar to this when they drove around their thingy vans, and they just so happened to accidentally turn on the data logging of the Wi-Fi component.
How do you accidentally log Wi-Fi data points? That's still fishy to me. I don't
Turns out they logged every Wi-Fi point everywhere in the world or something.
Yeah.
They got in a lot of trouble in Europe about that, but yeah.
I hope they noticed how clever my Wi-Fi name is. I'm not saying what it is, because I don't want you guys coming over here and trying to hack it, but...
Oh, well, you should tell us, so we...
I'm not telling you, no. Yeah. You're going to be sitting over there, right by the construction site over there.
Well...
You're trying to get in. I'm not letting
At least one thing that's still secure is email, right?
Are you kidding? Email's never been secure. It's a fundamentally insecure system. Sometimes you get emails that weren't intended for you because they're just somewhere in the ether. It just redirects.
I was just segueing you.
Sorry. I get it.
You get it, okay.
Email's not secure at all. It's like the least secure system you can imagine. It wasn't
designed to be secure. But there was some
secure.
kind of secure email, right?
I guess there were companies claiming that they were secure, but they're now realizing that they can't claim that anymore.
Go on. Tell me more.
Oh, I thought you were hosting. I'm sorry. A lava bit.
Oh, I thought you had this story.
Whatever.
Your name's there. Whatever.
I'm not looking at the whatever. We're so mad at it.
Would you like me to handle it?
No, it's fine. I'm just amused at the way you're telling me to do it. Okay. A lava bit, which is an email service, is shutting down rather than give away their data. They were trying to offer secure email encryption, basically, and then they've realized that they just can't, because if the NSA asks for a backdoor, they legally have to provide it. They're based in America. Now, this is different than the phone and SMS services which they offer, which are based on end-to-end encryption, which means it's encrypted on one end, sent over their service, and then de-encrypted on the other end. The company never has access to the keys at any point. And thus, even if the NSA asked, they wouldn't be able to give it up because they don't know what's in that information. They don't know how to decrypt it. Email was different. They couldn't run email that way, so they decrypted it on their end. They thought that this was secure enough, though they did many times state that, yes, it's perfectly secure with phone and SMS, but email's kind of the exception. And again, email's not innately a secure system, especially if you want people on the other end to be able to read it, right? So okay, LavaBit was shut down by the government for not giving this backdoor. Silent Circle's another company. They're following suit just because they don't want to secure email. They don't feel like there is a way to do that, possibly. Am I getting this at all right? kind of feel
Well,
put on.
I was curious actually. Why is it not possible with email, but it is with, say, SMS? I mean, if you just think of it's a text message being sent to an address, why is it not possible with email?
Encrypting and decrypting email is perfectly possible if both sides are willing to have some software installed on there and that will decrypt it.
Right.
Yeah, and they didn't do that with email for whatever reason. I'm not as technically versed on this as you, but they were encrypting it on their end, and that means that they would have had to provide a backdoor. Yeah. So maybe someone could provide.
He said backdoor.
Shut up, Dave.
Hey, Dave. Hey, everyone. Dave's here. I didn't know. This show doesn't need more lulls. I write. James's idea of hosting is weird. He's just like, oh, I'm just gonna let you guys fill in the empty air. Should I host, James? This is very awkward for me.
What? No, you should finish your bloody story so we can move on.
I feel like the story's done. You can go.
The story's not done. Lava Bit shut down because. Well, they didn't say exactly. They can't say exactly why, right? There's a court order that prevents them. But the implication is that they said, basically, the government has asked for a backdoor. We don't want to do that. We're shutting down. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. And part of the reason that they can't secure it is if they're in the States, they legally have to provide information to the NSA if they request it. But there is countries, and I did not know this, that are outside the United States. And one of them is New Zealand, and that is where Kim.com lives. And because he loves it when the internet pays attention to, he's going to say, oh, that thing that you're talking about? Sure, I'll do that. So now Kim.com is saying he's going to start an encrypted email service, and that's great unless you send an email to someone who doesn't use an encrypted email service, in which case they'll need to decrypt it. And they'll probably do it on Gmail, and then people will be able to read it anyways. And that's why the system's broken, James, because no matter what you do, you're going to be sending emails to people who don't use the encrypted service.
Yeah,
so
I guess
if everyone in the world switches to Kim.com's email address, though,
he won't have the money to maintain the server.
Well, he's
listen.
doing
I don't want to hear your logic, all right, Justin? Don't give me your bullshit logic.
Is it?
If everyone in the world switched, it could happen.
If everyone in the world switched, yeah, I'm sure.
He said it's going to take a little while because it's quite hard and they don't actually know how they're going to do it yet. But he's up to the task. He's going to give it a go. For the sake of the rest of us,
because he knows that if he says he'll do something, the tech press will report on it because his name is awesome.
Because he's the savior of the internet.
Ah, cool.
But the other point was that there was another a so-called encrypted email service called Silent Circle, and they haven't been asked, but they've seen the light and they're shutting down.
Yeah.
They don't want to be put in that position.
Yeah, they just don't want to do it. Yeah, Silent Circle was the company that does SMS and phone as well. And they're going to continue to offer encrypted SMS and phone services, but the email thing, yeah, I mean, email's weird. Like, there's no...
It's weird. Email's weird.
It was designed before people were thinking of security at all. It was just a way for college professors to talk to each other, and it just kind of became the default. And so many people want to replace email for various reasons, but... No matter, like even Facebook tried to replace email, but now you just get an email every time there's a new notification because otherwise no one would look at the bloody thing. So like it's a system we're stuck with, and I'm not sure it's one that was really ever designed with security in mind. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna switch lanes here now from privacy over to piracy, our favorite part of the show, right? Well, it's my favorite part of the show.
Nice one. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Pirate Bay have released, I think it's called Pirate Browser. Innovative name there, very unique. Basically, it's based on Firefox, and it's really useful. Go on.
Isn't it just Firefox?
No, it's based on
Firefox. It looks like it's just Firefox to me.
Yeah, it looks exactly like Firefox.
Yeah, but it's had some tweaks made to it.
They installed
some plugins.
It's not
just plugin. No, it's not just plugin. But anyway,
okay, tell me what
it is very useful for countries like China and the UK where I can't access the Pirate Bay. Even all these pirate proxies, whatever you call them, they're getting blocked too. I can't access Easy TV or whatever the torrent site is. There's lots of sites I can't access now, and in China, of course, you can't even get to Facebook for God's sake. So for countries like
that's a feature.
Yeah. Actually, thinking about it like that. So this browser basically includes a bit of an onion component combined with some web proxies, So
Okay.
it lets you access these censored sites. It completely bypasses any regional locks, but, and it's very important to know, it does not anonymize you. It's not going to protect you from, yeah, look, Koshi's repeating this in the chat room now. It's not going to protect you from anything. It's not going to hide your data. All it's going to do is let you access the sites that you couldn't get to before. So don't go onto it thinking, oh, I can get away with anything now. It's not a VPN. If you want to do that, you need a VPN.
Yeah.
That's
So
what you
it's
should know.
it's a portable version of the Pirate Bay for Windows. There's no Mac or Linux version. It includes Tor and Foxy proxy, but there's more configs. You're saying it's not just plugins.
That's what I understood.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not just a copy of
Koshi
Firefox
wrote a
with
big
plugins.
long thing.
Yeah, he's really going at it here. And then someone else
About-
called him a spammer.
I don't know. Should we read Koshi's whole thing? It kind of explains the browser.
Yeah, it doesn't really.
Koshi basically his summation is that he thinks the browser is not really a big deal.
Well, it's not a big
Well,
deal
that's
if
'cause
you
he's
already.
not living in a country where sites are blocked, or is
It's
he?
mostly just providing access to the .onion address and.
No, it's not. It's
you-
bypassing regional locks. I can't get to certain sites, and with this browser I can, and for that it's important. And it's
You could configure Firefox to do the same thing if you wanted to. That's.
I mean, those
Yeah,
plugins that you say
no,
are
fair
getting
enough.
blocked, though, they're just going to block this, too.
I mean, they
No,
haven't
they're not, they're
blocked
not.
the Pirate
You can't-
Bay's Onion site, have they?
You can't block the
Onion. Onion is a top-level domain used by the Tor client. For those who aren't familiar.
It's not a way to be completely safe and download torrents. Is his main point, I think. But
No,
it is,
it's totally
it is a good
not,
way to
but
bypass these kind of regional censorship things.
And that's all it's meant to do. Yeah, it's not a totally secure browser. It's not like a get-out-of-jail-free card.
And once you've downloaded it, of course, one thing you can do is head over to Pirate Bay and pirate some free stuff, because that's what you like doing, apparently. It turns out, for years the argument of, well, it's not available in my country, I can't buy it on iTunes, I can't get it on Netflix, whatever. We've been using that as an excuse to justify piracy, right? But the latest episode of Breaking Bad, which was released within hours on the UK on some pay networks.
It was on Netflix, within an
right?
hour of the original broadcast, and
Right,
the original
and-
broadcast is like the middle of the night for you, so I don't know why you couldn't just watch it on Netflix. Probably because
Well-
you all have your frickin' DNS setups set so that you get the American one, and it wasn't showing up there. That's why. Yeah.
No. After 12 hours, it turns out 500,000 people had already leached the show. 10% of those were from the UK. The rest were from like other places around the world where it was already available, of course. So the thing that kind of shows
Well,
is
what
that
really
actually
shocked me is in the Netherlands, which is a tiny country, like 15 million, it was broadcast on like public TV. So like you didn't even need cable. It was broadcast over the air. And that still made up like 2.8% of people pirating that episode. So there's no excuse there whatsoever.
So
They
yeah,
had
there you
access.
have it. Apparently, we download stuff because it's free, not because of availability. Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn it, we're
there
going to
you
need a
go.
new excuse.
And the Dutch are
maybe
too
the quality
cheap
is
to
better?
buy DVRs is the other thing I'm learning.
Let's go with that one, boys. The quality is
Yeah.
better.
The quality's better? Okay.
Maybe just subtitles something.
Got it. Well, I've got another one here for you that's somewhat amusing, I thought. So if you've ever used the internet in public libraries, you should probably know that, shall we say, it's not full access to the internet. There are some sites that are blocked for reasons that make perfect sense, like pornography, and some go so far as to block profanity, which is, I get it, you don't want to read profanity over the shoulder when you're staring at someone else's screen because you're curious, whatever. But it broke DeviantArt pretty badly, a filter like this, because CSS, which you know what it is, James, but I'll explain briefly here. It's basically the pages that tell your browser what a page should look like, right? That's more or less what it is. It's a bit of code that explains which colors should go where and which fonts should be used for which elements and all that. And you can comment in code. Again, maybe not everyone's familiar with this, but you can leave comments just so that if someone else is editing it, they know, hey, don't fuck with this part, or hey, don't change this because this took a long time to get right. Well, DeviantArt, which is the internet's, I'd say it's probably one of the premier places for people who like to make things to show them off, especially if you're a teenager. Oh, and you can put screenshots of your desktop, apparently. That's all I've ever seen there. But their CSS included some notes with, shall we say, profanity in it, and then this filter blocked the CSS, but not notably DeviantArt itself. So the result was DeviantArt just looking like crap. So that's amusing, and it's a good example of why when you try to block something on the web, you might, have unintended consequences. So there's a nice blog post here from DeviantArt itself saying, hey, we do give a fuck how the site looks. Sorry about this. We're gonna keep swearing because that's what we do, but we're gonna try to do it in a way where it doesn't affect the site's ability to load.
This is actually a problem we have quite a lot at Make Use of. I will get emails every day from people saying, what the fuck is wrong with your designers? Why can't you make a website look pretty? And they'll email me this picture of like, well, you're blocking the CSS. That I can't do shit about that.
How did they block the CSS?
Well, it usually transpires that they're using it at work or something, and because we go through a CDN, a content delivery network, to make them faster, they end up they block the CDN somehow. So even though they can get to the site, they can't get the images or the bloody CSS, and it's like, well, yeah, you're right. I'm just a bad designer. That's what the problem is.
It's amazing how fast people will go to just assume that someone else is the source of the problem.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
How's
it going, Dave?
Koshi's angry.
What's Koshi angry about? About the Tor thing?
Yeah, he's still over there,
He thinks it's easy to install Tor in your browser and do stuff.
I've never actually tried, but then again, I'm not interested in buying drugs on the Silk Road. So
I've never even heard of Tor before today.
You've never heard of Tor?
Oh,
okay. So here's a brief tutorial on Tor. It gives you access to sites that aren't available on the web without Tor. They're encrypted. They're user distributed, right? It's not like there's a central server you can take down.
I believe so, yeah.
It's a great way to do things that would get shut down on the conventional web. And yeah, it's cool, and you notably don't need to download the pirate browser in order to use it. It's just there. And if you want to get the Pirate Bay without being blocked, you can do that. It's not that hard to set up, James.
I'm afraid to go on the Onion Network, actually. I mean, the only reason it exists is come on, let's face it, it's for child kiddie pictures,
Oh, I didn't know that.
I probably just angered a lot of people, but that's about what half the content is,
you're gonna get us blown up. No,
I mean, I always thought the Onion was that website where they post stories. Is that are they related in some way, or is
totally
this completely
different? No, completely.
It's a completely anonymous, unindexed dark web of seediness, and I don't want to go there because I'm afraid of what you might find, basically.
So this is not related at all to the funny news site.
No.
It's a service that allows you to browse anonymously.
I like the Onion news site better.
Okay.
I feel like it's safe.
Here, we got a link to the Tor bundle in the chat room. It's not that hard to set up, guys. Maybe you should do it for an article and just do like the top non-kid porn things you can do with Tor.
No, I don't even want to look at that. I don't even want to.
Okay. It's pretty cool. It's a way to completely anonymize your browsing activity and.
Why do you need to do that? Stop it! No, you
stop
don't.
it.
It's for stuff that's illegal on the normal internet. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
It's not like you need Onion to get torrents or anything. You can do that anyway. Don't. What?
Wait.
Who?
Koshi doesn't have anything to add. Koshi, you are.
No, whatever. Koshi, you're the main character here. We just do this show for you. So a new step has a Kickstarter up aimed to get Mac apps basically working on other platforms. They want to build an API for Cocoa, I believe it is. Yeah, the Cocoa APIs. They want to get them working on as many platforms as possible. So this could be cool for Linux users who want to use the official Twitter app, for example. But will it actually go anywhere? Well, they're hoping to raise $50,000. They've got about $9,000 now, which is pretty good for a couple days. We'll see what happens. This has been a holy grail of Linux users for a long time. Could be pretty cool for the platform if true. But then again, we all know how well Wine works, so whatever. Maybe it would just be a crummy start. We don't know. But interesting. If you are interested in making this happen, check out the Kickstarter. We've got a link right here.
They have a lot of backers, but not a lot of money.
We couldn't be so exclusive anymore if that happened.
What do you mean?
258 backers with only $8,000. So a lot of people are just throwing down small amounts of money just to say like, yeah, I support this, whatever. But no one's really throwing down the big.
No one's stepping up to you. Yeah.
Part of the awesome thing about Macs is all those cool apps you can get that don't run on Windows, and there's a reason they don't run, because Windows sucks. And this is just going to remove all that exclusivity, isn't it? No, I hope this doesn't succeed.
So that's an average of $33 a head.
Go buy a Mac.
Not terrible. Go buy a Mac, whatever.
Go buy a Mac.
Whatever, dude. If we can make it easy for people who design Mac apps to compile them on Linux and other free operating systems, that would be great. That would be good for the developers. It would be good for everyone.
But will developers actually do it?
Have you guys ever gone to the Silk Road, Kashi asks. You guys suck. I've never gone to the first Silk Road because there's nothing I want to buy on the internet I can't get on Amazon. But whatever. Oh, James is saying that, well, yeah, you're clever, dude. Let's...
I haven't got a segue for that. How am I supposed to say that? Whatever.
Well, you kind of move these around. So, I found this interesting. New York law states that everyone in the House of Representatives needs to have a copy of the bill on their desk, a physical copy, before voting, which means that they're using an obscene amount of paper, which is weird because every representative's carrying around a tablet or a computer anyways, but they have to amend the state constitution in order to stop doing this, because it's in the Constitution that there has to be a physical copy of the bill on the desk. So it's not a huge deal, it's not the biggest story ever, but it's just one indicator among many pointing to how our laws were not written with 21st century technology in mind. And it can lead to a lot of waste. So I found that interesting. The link's not working for reasons I can't comprehend. I'll look into that, but yeah.
I assume it's because Justin's useless. And
there's a million things in the government that still run on paper and that we need to change, frankly.
It's crazy, yeah, but it's a lot harder to change things in government than it is in a company, and that's because, you know, in America especially, the whole system's designed to be hard to change. The whole system's designed so that no one can centralize power too quickly or just make broad sweeping changes just like that, which is great when it comes to things like freedom of speech, but it can be kind of annoying when it comes to having to print out pieces of paper.
Yeah, but it's probably better in the long run.
In England, the UK government has got quite a good online presence. You can do most stuff online nowadays, except for this is weird, right? I can post my own tax filing online, but when I hire an accountant to do it for me and he's posting it online, he's still sending me a piece of paper to confirm that I have to post to him to post online.
Kidding?
It's so ridiculous. Why? It's literally posted me one A4 sheet of paper, sign and date that, and I've got to post that back to him. You stupid! What's wrong with you?
Why is that?
Because they need
is it just to verify your signature?
Well, it's not even verified. I could just squiggle bloody Mickey Mouse on there, you know?
Yeah, but then, if need be, they could get Sherlock Holmes in there to look at it and identify if the signature is proper or not. If it's
I don't see.
No idea.
Like, I can sign PDFs. Why don't they send me that? Did you know you can do that on any Mac? You can make a signature in Preview, and then whenever you want to sign a PDF, you just
it's true. And Adobe offers
on
a
your
similar
trackpad.
feature.
It's very cool.
There's no standardized way to do it, and there's just not consensus that it's secure. This is the reason some organizations still use fax, because it's more secure. Of course, what's to stop me from scanning the document I'm supposed to fax, putting it in Photoshop, adding the signature, reprinting it, and faxing it over? I mean, faxes are such terrible resolution that you'd never see the difference. Doesn't matter. Faxes are more secure. That's just how the system was designed with that in mind. So these things, it's frustrating that they don't change right away, but what are they supposed to do? Change sucks,
UK
tax
government
sucks,
people
Mickey
still wear
Mouse
those curly
sucks.
wigs, James?
Huh?
The UK government people still wear those stupid curly wigs?
Yeah, they do. They do. The judges. I don't know why.
Judges in
Someone can probably tell us in the chat room.
in Canada, it's optional. Sometimes they wear them, sometimes they don't. But in the UK, they still have to wear the wigs.
That seems really dumb. Why?
Yeah,
I don't get it.
It's the same reason in Parliament they have to talk like complete. I probably can't say the word I wanted to say. They all have to say like the right honourable gentleman has quoted thusly. Like they have to talk like complete crap. Like no one actually understands it, and they waste a whole lot of time just saying all this crap that means nothing, and then they'll finally get to the point.
Huh.
Taxes suck. And that was it.
Interesting. I want to go watch a British Parliament thing so I can see them sit there and be like, henceforth we come through to...
It's on. If you have cable, it's on C-SPAN. You can watch the British Parliament. What's it called? Once a week when they do the open session.
I don't know if you can get BBC News Parliament or BBC Parliament online.
Well, no, but C-SPAN in America broadcasts the.
Yeah.
What is it? Once a week, everyone just talks crap to the Prime Minister. It's the best.
Oh, Prime Minister's Question Time, yeah.
Yes! The Questions Time is on C-SPAN every week. You can watch it in America. It's a riot. I wish the system worked like that here.
Glad you enjoyed it.
You just yell at them. They're just like, we could get this done if the Prime Minister wasn't an idiot. Yeah, it's great. Like, it's just, we need that. There's not even passive aggression. They're just like, yeah, well, you're stupid. It's the best.
Well,
we need that kind of transparency here.
One place paper has declined would be ebooks.
Well,
right?
No, actually the opposite. Ebook sales are starting to decline this year for the first year ever. It's not entirely clear why, but I've got my theory. There used to be these single-use e-readers, and when you picked them up, all you could do was read. Those have gone out of style in the favor of tablets. I personally prefer using my e-reader to read because I know if I pick up my tablet, I'm going to look at my email eventually. I'm going to look at Twitter eventually. I'm not going to finish the book I picked up. But I think most people aren't making that kind of mental distinction, so they get the tablet saying they're going to use it for reading. And then every time they pick it up to read, they realize that Twitter's just like 2 clicks away, and they do that instead, and then they haven't read a book 3 weeks later, so they don't buy more books. That's, of course, just my guess. There's a lot of different theories here. Ebook sales are going down overall across the world, and ebooks look like they're not going to just take over the publishing industry instantly. Lots of people are still enjoying buying actual books.
Hang on, are real book sales going up then? That would
They're more or less holding steady with
recent
trends. I mean, book sales have been declining for decades.
Well, I think we're kind of half right. I don't know if it's got anything to do with single-use e-readers, but the fact that we have so much free content, free information flowing out of every bloody crevice nowadays.
Yeah,
You've got your Reddits, you've got your RSS, you've got your email. There's so much email crap going on now.
That's true. I've got books I intend to read, but I've also got news that I want to keep up on.
Exactly.
And there's so many inboxes now that we've created for ourselves. There's so many different places we have to look to find. Well, we've done it to ourselves, right? It's something we complain about, but ultimately we decided to get a Reddit account. Ultimately, we decided that YouTube channels were good enough to check out regularly. But it does mean that things like books are going to lose out, and ultimately I think you're going to see this with television too. I mean, we all have 24 hours in the day, and no matter how much content we all collectively as a world create, no one's going to get more hours in the day in which to interact with it. And some of us have to work at least a little bit, so that cuts back on it. And yeah, books are just one casualty among many, I'd say. But book sales.
I want to read. Instead, I just play Dota.
You probably think you want to read.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
I'm actually reading an interesting book right now, which is quite rare. It's called The Good Life Lab. I forget who it's by, but The Good Life Lab, and it's about a couple who move out into the desert in America, and they're kind of makers, and they've changed their life completely. So they make everything of their own, and it's like 2/3 of the book is kind of their little anecdotes about their life, and then the other third is sort of tutorials on how to make soap and temperature controllers and things like that. It's pretty cool. It's a good inspiration to move out into the country myself, I think. He's looking it up. Cool. The Good Life Lab. It's kind of cool. It's probably not something anyone else would be interested in, but anyway. Shall we move on to gaming news?
Yeah, that sounds good. Sorry about that. A little crisis in the background.
Oh dear. Okay.
Yeah.
Dave, you were gonna talk about some Dota crap, right?
Yeah. So I just really quickly wanted to mention the international ended last week. So, if anybody out there wants to watch something that easily rivals any professional sport in terms of production and all that stuff, you should really check out the Dota Championships. Winning team got $1.4 million, which
Jesus Christ, what is wrong?
That is just as good as some major golf tournaments. That's impressive.
And they all got green cards for doing it.
Second place team got 600,000. The total prize pool was like $2.7 million.
So I guess I
mean,
should
they
learn
had,
what Dota is at some point, huh? I should look this up.
I mean, they just it was really just in crazy to watch. I mean, I watched every game because I'm a loser. I wouldn't expect anybody else to do that. But if you just go watch the grand finals and just watch, it ends with an intense thing at the end, which is just crazy, which you probably wouldn't understand if you don't know Dota. But just to see like the crowd in the place, there's probably like a good 5,000 people in there watching the game. On top of, and then the commentators, every time something happens, the crowd is cheering. It's just it's something you just don't expect to see in a video game, and it's just really impressive.
Would it be the International Day 5 Grand Championships or something?
Yeah, the international, it's the International 3, and then it would be the Grand Finals. It's a best of 5. It goes all 5, and it literally comes down to like what we would call a throne race at the end between the two teams. It's nuts. So even if you just check out just the beginning of it, just to see like the level of presentation that Valve put into this thing, it really is insane. So
Dave is saying in the chat room, this might be a good point to talk about how Twitch TV is growing in popularity.
It's true. Twitch TV is growing up. Watching people play video games on the web in general is huge. I think the #1 most subscribed channel on YouTube right now is I'm trying to remember his name. Sorry, but he just plays video games constantly.
But this Dota 2 thing on Twitch TV, it's only got like 100,000 views.
Well, 100,000 is more than you get, jerk.
100? No, it had far more than 100,000.
I'm looking at the final videos, and they're like 100. Or maybe that means how many
probably
people
100,000 people
now.
have watched it after the fact.
Yeah, that's the VOD. Everyone watched it live.
Does that not count as a page view or something?
No, it doesn't.
All right.
Different.
I wouldn't think it was that big if it was just 100,000, right?
It had according to Valve, in the client, because there's also a lot of most people watch it in the client, not on Twitch. They watch it in Dota. Because you could still get the commentators and stuff.
Oh, you can watch it in Dota
during the grand finals. It had 1 million concurrent viewers, which seemed pretty good for a video game.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, professional gaming is only going to grow at this point. I don't see it. I think it's something that's going to stay around because a lot of kids aren't growing up playing baseball or soccer or anything. They're growing up playing video games, and when
they're not fucking growing up at all, are they? They're sitting there playing video games, twitching away their little fingers. Jesus, go outside and go up a mountain or something.
If you could make $1.4 million to win a video game tournament, you're going to tell me you wouldn't do it?
You know what? That is the stupidest. That's the same reason little kids here go to football, because they want to earn millions a week like Beckham. No one actually earns that apart from like 2 people in the entire world. That's a dumb reason to pursue a dream.
There's 5 people on a Dota team, so
you've got a better.
No. I agree with you. You shouldn't train at a sport or a video game because you think you're going to make millions of dollars. You should do it because you enjoy the game, and because.
And if you happen to be good enough to make those millions of dollars.
Yeah, but the main thing is with sports, and I would say with video games it's happening too, it feels good to become better at something.
I feel like this is just justifying their wasted hours of their youth in the bedroom playing this crap.
I've been playing hockey since I was 10 years old, and I'm 26 years old, and I've never made a penny playing hockey, and I've spent thousands of dollars on it, and I don't regret a second
playing it. It's not like you're sat in your room as a kid, and then when your mum comes in and say, "Hey, do your homework," you're gonna be like, "No, I'm gonna earn millions doing this professionally." When no, you're bloody not.
Well, that's the wrong attitude. No,
right, but I don't think
people
most
have that
people
attitude.
who are playing Dota at a competitive level are thinking that they're going to be going to the international and making millions of dollars. They're thinking.
But when you put things on promote them as much as we are now, as much as you seem to be with this game, it seems like you're just justifying all these wasted hours. I'm an adult. I can choose how to kill myself, and I choose to play video games and sat on the sofa dying, right? But
but I don't see it as wasted hours if you're having fun.
Yeah, I guess it's a fundamental difference in perspective here, isn't it?
We can choose that. I can choose to spend my time the same way I can choose to drink, right? But as a child, we shouldn't be encouraging them to do this as like
I don't think most parents are saying
you can use that logic to eliminate everything.
And play Dota for 10 hours today because you're going to make it to the
international
4.
in art will never make a living being artists, so you should stop being an artist. Most people, you know, who want to be a CEO will never be a CEO, so you shouldn't study business because you'll probably just end up being a cashier. Like you could use that for anything, James. I don't get what you're saying.
You couldn't.
I guess. What are the perfectly practical things for kids to spend their times on? I don't understand what you're saying.
I don't want to encourage a generation of people to sit in their rooms playing video games because they think that now that there's a professional league for this.
But what's the difference between spending their time doing that or playing soccer or playing hockey?
Because at least if they're playing soccer, they're out running around and.
Well, that's true. There
fit.
is the activity part of it.
That's the only reason we make kids do this, right?
And tell their kids, hey, you can't play Dota for 9 hours a day, you know?
Oh, I don't think anyone's going to tell their kids, hey, you got to do your hour of Dota practice before you can do your homework. I don't think we're going to shift the culture that fundamentally. I just think it's people enjoy playing video games, and they are starting to more and more, now that there's a way to do it, enjoy watching people play video games, and I don't think that's a bad thing because they just want to become better at it because they enjoy it. I mean, most people... I
had a hell of a lot of fun watching the International. That's all I know. So
yeah, that's what it's about. It's about fun. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't worry about kids trying to become professional gamers right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
maybe my problem is that I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. I don't think there's any skill to playing video games at a higher level. I just think that some of these people who win this are probably just ADHD kids with a twitchy finger. And if you spend hours practicing at twitching your finger, you get good at it. It's not something to be respected.
No, okay, there's the World Yo-Yo Championship, okay? People from around the world... Come on. People from around the world get together and they get really good at doing yo-yo tricks and they show off because that's what we're humans.
We will make an art form. How can you use yo-yos?
I take it seriously. I saw the video of the guy doing it. It was amazing. It changed my life. No, humans will make an art form. We will make a competition. We will make a world league out of anything. True. And if people want to watch it, there's going to be money in being good at things. That's just how it works. I don't think you can judge that. I think that's just how the world is. Yeah, I mean, there's probably a yodeling championship happening in Sweden or something.
Oh, no doubt.
No,
Switzerland,
right? It's happening right. Oh no, the Switzerland dominated, but the Swedes have the right to it if they want to. You can't persecute like that. No, I don't think if it exists, there's a global competition of it. That's just how it works.
I mean, until now, come on, gaming has been a waste of time. Its public perception has been, oh, you're just wasting your time.
Gaming is a conversation usually between you and a designer, which makes it traditionally not that good for entertainment because you want to experience that conversation with the designer. You want to interact with the levels yourself. It's not as much fun to watch it, which is why when your brother is hogging the controller, you're like, it's my turn now, give me the controller, right? It wasn't that much fun to watch games. But modern games are designed more around the idea of competition, you facing off against someone else, and the designer is more of an intermediary between you and those people.
The designer is what makes the competition fair, just like the person who designed the rules of soccer.
Exactly.
Let's take this to an extreme. Do you think there should be an international tournament for Diamond Dash?
What's Diamond Dash?
It's that crap we were playing on Facebook, wasn't it? Candy Crush.
Candy Crush. If people want to watch it, sure.
Yeah, there should be a tournament for anything that people want to watch.
And should we give even an ounce of respect to whoever wins this tournament of Candy Crush?
That's not a collective decision we get to make. You might not
personally then. You personally, would you?
I wouldn't. No.
I would if they put in hours of training and dedication into becoming a master of Candy Crush. But the problem is Candy Crush is a bad example because that's a pay-to-win game.
Yeah.
All you need to do to be good at Candy Crush is buy power-ups, and then you win. You should have picked a better game, but I see the point you are making here. But to say that there's no skill in video games is obviously just wrong, and that's just a James thing to say that's wrong. But
that's a little extreme. I don't think it's a skill we should be respecting that much. I don't think it's a particularly higher order skill that.
And I don't think that's a call you get to make.
What is a higher order skill? Kicking a football into a net?
No,
okay, let's run down the Olympic sports here, okay? dancing.
throwing a heavy ball. Is that a higher
No,
order?
that's not
skill? I mean, they get a
respectable
medal
either.
for it.
Well, yeah, this is my point, James. You don't get to make that call. People will be amazed and astounded by whatever abilities they want to. I mean, I think people who can play guitar really fast and aggressively are cool, but a classical music aficionado might think that that's just crap and that they could do that in their sleep and they'd rather play Vivaldi. You know, whatever. That's not a call you get to make for everyone. It's just not. It's elitist.
Yep, true. And there's also a reason that the same team has won one international and come in second place in two of them, because they are the best team in the world and they have the most skill. So it's not luck that they happen to be there three
They've been
times
not
and have
taking
come in
their
top
Ritalin
two.
for the most, right? Whatever.
Oh, you're a
I'm sure James does stuff other people would think is worthless and pointless.
The ironic thing
Like-
is that professional cyclists only win because they take drugs, so it's not like this is unique to video
Yeah,
games.
you know what? At
Even
least in
that's true.
gaming,
Like-
there is no steroids that can make you better.
Nah, there's just bots you can add to your computer that'll... Yeah, whatever.
All right, so let's move on. Speaking of
Yeah.
crappy games,
I literally meant
Microsoft.
it have to be like a 2-minute thing saying like, "Hey, professional gaming's growing. You should go watch it," and it turned into this
James is like, I
philosophical
challenge the
discussion.
existence of this thing you're mentioning.
Totally not where I went to go with that. I just wanted to say it was
No,
cool.
that was a good discussion. I think that was some of the most interesting.
Yeah, it was
stuff.
interesting.
Yeah,
We
the
should
first-
move on.
actually
So
the
remember
only
how
thing that's
Xbox
happened
One
this whole
requires
episode.
Kinect?
Yeah,
Requires it to be plugged
you
in
need
and
to have
always
the
on.
Kinect plugged in. So the idea was that you could say Xbox, turn on, and you could feel like you're living in a sci-fi future world.
So Microsoft has now backtracked on that, as they do with most things. It's saying that it won't be required, but it will still come with every system. Doesn't need to be plugged in all the time. It's all right. Calm down. We're not going to do that.
See, now that they're not requiring it, I think they should have made it where it doesn't come with every system, because then they could have gotten a model the same price as the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
they're
there's
screwed
still a
up.
good few weeks before it's released, right? They can still change their mind.
maybe
You know
maybe
they
they'll
might.
get.
But I think the problem
get
with
their
it not
inter-
coming for I think the reason they want it to come with every system is because they want the developers to be able to know when they make a game that
Yes.
everybody who has it has the Kinect. It's like the same problem they had with the original 360 where they didn't include a hard drive, so game developers couldn't assume that hard drive was there, and it affected the way they made games.
Yeah, because then if you make it, if you had one pivotal scene in the game where you'd have to like put your gun down and wave to say hello to your girlfriend across the street, it wouldn't work for half the people who have it because they don't have
Right.
it Connect. Yeah, yeah.
Right, so you want to be able to know 100% everybody has this thing. We can make a game with this thing and know it's, even if they don't have to use it, they own one.
Yeah, yeah.
But they might just change their mind and say, fuck that shit, we'll take it out, and now the system's $400 because we're Microsoft, and we apparently have absolutely no direction in terms of what we want to do with this console.
I really think this has a lot to do with the prism of reveal. I mean,
I
there
think
was
it's a
something
good
about
decision
knowing
not
that the
make it
government
required.
is compiling massive amounts of information that made people not want to have a device that needs to connect to the internet in order to run, have a microphone and camera constantly connected to it. I think that just
presumably
made
if the
people
government
uncomfortable.
told them to write in a back door, they would be legally obliged to and not tell everyone,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, but you can
and
just disconnect the Kinect now, and your
Yeah.
system would still work.
that's the thing. Yeah.
That's good.
So for
Look-
people
looks
who
like
are
we're having
worried
a
about
bit of a-
that happening in the first place, they can just take the step against it and say, well, I'm not turning it on unless I'm going to actually, you know, if they want to play like Kinect Sports bullshit motion game, they can use it for that game, you know?
All right, more Xbox One hilarity.
Yeah,
here.
all
yeah,
of our
yeah.
news is
Microsoft-
Xbox, by the way.
Yeah.
Who says Microsoft doesn't innovate? The rumors are that something revealed that the Xbox One controller might have had smell-o-vision built into it.
This is notable as being the one thing gamers have never asked for.
Right, when you kill someone in Call of Duty, I really want to smell their dead body, you know.
It's more immersive.
Yeah,
in the worst way possible.
As they void their bowels in death, I want to
Right.
smell it out of my controller,
This,
you know?
this was apparently something they experimented with. They had prototypes, but then they realized it just stinks. We don't
Yeah.
really want that.
There's not a lot of good smells in video games, I guess.
Like,
Toward the
apparently
end.
It
Hey,
remained.
you won! Here's a cake. And now I just want cake. You're like, there's nothing good that can result from this.
You know, it would have made Portal very interesting with
Yeah.
the cake is a lot, because you keep like you get
You
little
just-
whiffs of cake occasionally,
Yeah, yeah,
and the cake is a lie, so there's never cakes. But then
You
there
just
is a
smell it.
cake, so I don't know.
You don't get to eat it though. You just get to smell it. So even if there's a good thing, it's just tempting.
So there you go. So there's one
Yeah.
use where the smell-o-vision. I smell and make use of gaming article coming on.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Five games where smell-o-vision would have been awesome. Look for
Man.
Dave, tell me about Xbox One's official YouTube channel.
Yeah, so Microsoft put out a bunch of videos. They were trying to, drum up some excitement with consumers. They put out an unboxing video and a controller video and a playing charge kit video. And man, nobody likes that shit. They're just
the chat
getting
room's great.
thumbs
Your buddy
down
Ray Taylor
across
is
the
my
board,
favorite.
man. I mean, not across the board. Like the unboxing video had 32,000 thumbs ups and 24,000 thumbs downs. But 24,000 thumb downs, that's a lot of thumb down, man.
Who
Have you got
cares?
any comments you could tell us?
Who
Well,
cares?
Microsoft cares because this is obviously negative perception from people on
But
this.
I'm sure on Bing Video Awesome they got like 12,100,000,000 likes, so whatever.
Are there any comments we can read here, or are they all horrible?
Oh,
that
so
sounds
there's
like
a
something
controversy
Microsoft would
here,
call their
Dave.
video
People-
service, Bing Video Awesome.
Someone by the name of Ray Taylor keeps showing up, and he's disgracing your good name by saying you're straight.
Yeah,
said
that's
that
what
you
he
should
does.
enter the National Straight Contest, and then someone says, well, no, he likes men. To which Ray Taylor responded, well, he lives with his longtime girlfriend. They're in love. That's pretty devastating to your reputation as a gay man, if that's true.
Dave wants smell-o-vision to smell straight things.
Is that in there, too? You love straight things. You're so straight. I'm on Ray's team now. You're super straight. You're living with a girl? That is so straight. That's the straightest thing I've ever heard.
I don't believe this is true. She's not here right now. You can't prove this. Look around. Look around. Do you see her? Do you see her? I
I've
don't
seen
see her.
Facebook
I gotta
videos.
put this
These comments are lame. I'm not even going to read them.
Yeah.
There's not
just
even
one
an
that
interesting
says,
one.
Why is this guy yelling?
Uh,
It's Major Nelson,
okay,
man.
so who cares? I mean, Xbox just has a bad reputation right now because of all the crap they've done, so they're going to get thumbs down. I mean, the YouTube thumbs up, thumbs down system's kind of bullshit as it is, isn't it?
Well,
But
no,
the
it's a
question
quick
is,
and
are
easy
they
way
gonna
to
be
say,
able to
I
turn it
disapprove of
around?
you.
Yeah, okay. So I don't know if there's trolling or whatever. Did you see... Okay, there's a bunch of people on Reddit now. I can't substantiate this at all. But they are convinced that every time anything mentioning Conan O'Brien is posted, just a wave of bots start upvoting it. And now no matter what, if you just mention Conan O'Brien, it doesn't matter who posts it. It just gets to the front page. Maybe it's something like that. Just saying.
On Reddit?
Reddit's have been following Hail Corporate, and they're convinced that Conan is gaming the system somehow.
I read an article the other day about how to game Reddit and
Yeah.
do upvotes, basically. It's quite easy. You can get about a 10% success rate for every hit.
How do you do it?
Well, it's basically to do with their capture thing, which is, captures are supposed to be really difficult, but it turns out that if you do some processing on it, then you get about a 5% recognition rate. But
of
you can
creating
double that. If you can tell which of ones, you can tell from the start, right, this one I'm going to know, this one I'm not going to know. So if you keep refreshing it, because there's always a refresh button like, I can't read this, right? If you keep refreshing it until you find one you do know, you end up with about a 10% success rate. You can basically just spam this.
What? You can just refresh until you've got one that you solved comes up? Okay.
Yeah, that's the long and short of it, basically. Reddit's been gamed. Someone's written a paper on how to do it. There's no practical tutorial for
Reddit's
this, by the way.
broken,
Don't go
but what
looking
I
up
did see is that 5% of adult males in the United States use Reddit regularly now.
Huh.
That's insane. That's a lot of people. That is like cable news would love to get that kind of ratings. So it's a big deal. Most of them are just looking at cat pictures.
In other news, oh wait, sorry, did we still have another Xbox One story?
Oh, this one's not actually news. It's just something everyone should read, and it's kind of interesting. It's just an article from Gizmodo about the Xbox Gold. They hide some stuff behind it, like Netflix and stuff like that. So with the Xbox One, it's going to be way worse, and some of the best features the console offers are hidden behind gold, and that sucks. So you should read
some of the
this
best
article
features on the console will need to be paid for? I am in shock here.
with the subscription.
Well, the Netflix thing really bugs me because
Yeah,
if
that's
you've got the Netflix subscription, you're already paying someone for it. Why? I mean,
I wouldn't call that the
that's
best
just-
feature of the Xbox One, though.
Well, no, but it's got, like,
What
but
kind of
that's
features are we talking about here?
stuff
Are there
like
any
the-
best, or is this relative?
the one guide, the game DVR, all the stuff that they've been really pushing as like the new stuff. That's
Yeah.
all behind gold. So it kind of sucks for people who just want to buy the Xbox, play their games, and use some of the features. That's all.
Well,
So-
I'm not going to be buying an Xbox One, but I did buy a PS3 at the weekend, and I signed up for PlayStation Plus, and then last night I downloaded 100 gigabytes worth of games. It's crazy.
And there's so much stuff on there, man. Good stuff too.
Yeah, I've been playing Payday, which is kind of cool. It's like a heist game where you instead of playing the police, you play the robbers, and you go in and rob a bank. And I really like it. It's kind of tactical. You get like different objectives as you go through the mission and stuff. I think it uses the same engine as Left 4 Dead, right?
Source? I don't know.
I think it does. It feels like Left 4 Dead, but instead of fighting zombies, you're fighting the police and stuff. But it's cool.
I mean, look at
I've
these
also
games
been
you get,
playing.
man. It's crazy.
What?
Did you get XCOM?
Yeah, I already had that though. I stopped playing that a while ago.
How about Saints
I
Row?
mean, I
the Third?
downloaded it anyway just because it's free, right?
How about Saints Row the Third? Have you played
Yeah,
that yet?
I downloaded everything on there.
But have you
except for
played
the-
Saints Row the Third yet?
Oh, I played it before. I had that on Xbox, but
Oh, okay,
I
good.
downloaded it
That
again
game was
on
awesome.
PlayStation. But
I'm
anyway, yeah, I've
accusing,
also been playing Little Big Planet 2 with my wife. It's like the only game I've ever played with her that like we both actually play instead of her sitting beside me and helping or something, or watching you, playing together. Like we'll actually play Little Big Planet 2 together. And it's really cool where you can bring in other players really easily. So you jump into a mission and then it's like, do you want to let other people join you? And then you can have a crazy mad party in there. And it's fun. It's very fun.
I love Little Big Planet.
Even I had
Yeah,
this
that game
really
was fun.
frustrating moment where we were trying to do a 4-player cooperative bit, and someone wouldn't stand in the right place, and it was really, really pissing me off. So I went over there, I picked him up, and I threw him to the right place, and he kept coming back. And it was goddamn hilarious. We did this for about 10 minutes. It was so frustrating, but at the same time, we were just in tears laughing at how stupid it was.
Have you
Which
tried
is-
building anything yet?
Oh god, no, I can't be bothered being creative.
I spent a lot of time in the first Little Big Planet making shit, and it was all garbage. I'm not a very good level builder, apparently.
I have to be too creative every day. I don't want to do it in a game. That's my chill out time.
You are not creative.
Oh, whatever.
Nothing
Creative?
you do or say or make is creative.
He's got
I
like
have to
a
be.
green wall. That's more creative than our stupid walls.
Mine's like
No, I'm
green.
creative. I've got a green wall.
That just means you have bad taste.
You haven't seen the bedroom.
Kashi
Well, why
would,
don't you take us in there? Dun, 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 dun.
Because it's on my iMac, and if that would unplug it.
Okay, so Dave P sent us some stuff on the Facebooks.
On the Facebooks.
One of the main thing was a guy who admitted to killing his wife on Facebook and put a photo up of the dead body. Hey, that's a stupid thing to do. Don't kill your
Unless
wife.
you want to get caught.
What?
That's the wife killing thing that bothers me, dude. I don't care about the Facebook thing. Don't kill your wife.
Oh, well, that is
Don't.
extremely a bad idea.
Well, he
don't know what
probably
you're
didn't
about.
care about getting caught at this point, obviously.
Yeah, apparently not.
Oh, God, he looks like such a murderer.
You just say that because he looks like that other Florida guy who killed someone recently. What else do we get? So I'm just going to go through the list. I asked you to share things, and you guys went nuts, so now I have to dig all this up.
It's too bad
Dave-
it's mostly garbage because you're all
Dave P.
useless.
just said, Dave P. just said, well, why don't you just follow me on Twitter, and then you'll get all kinds of cool stuff. Well, no, we want you to submit it, okay? The UK is going nuts about porn, and GoDaddy's helping.
What?
Yeah.
Is that a
apparently.
thing? Where's that?
It's on Facebook. I'm sorry. I'm really off my game today. We never had time to compile all the social stuff, but I don't want to not mention things.
But you said
Sorry.
porn. I'm interested.
I know you are.
Well, GoDaddy
Uh,
porn. I should type in to search GoDaddy porn.
Their ads are basically porn. Maybe that's it.
GoDaddy porn. Oh, here we go. The UK is going nuts about porn and GoDaddy.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have time to read this. I should have read this.
Okay, you
shit
bullshit
in
for
advance.
2
I'm
minutes
so
while I
sorry,
read.
Dave. Okay. What else we got here? I didn't even bother reading this article since I saw Justin Bieber's face and that I thought Justin would love this. Facebook tests celebrities' only app for checking and replying to fan chatter. Okay, well, that makes sense. They need some way for fans to react because Facebook is kind of annoying for interacting with fans as is. So, yeah, I wish I could see some screenshots here. That would be kind of awesome. But I don't like Justin Bieber, so I don't like this article, so I'm not going to read that.
I heard you were a big
Google
fan of
Maps
Justin
Easter egg,
Bieber.
weren't you? I love Justin Bieber. That guy's the best. We do have the encrypted email service. Thanks for that, Kashi. Kashi, thanks for the smartphone thing, too. Did we get these from Kashi? Are you pretending to get stuff from other places? Oh, we got a...
Sorry, what? Yeah.
Someone apparently got billed for someone else tapping her phone line. So that's a good revenue model, AT&T, because there seems like that's going to be a continually growing demographic. Good for you there. The tracking bins. There's apparently a troll who's had... Microsoft's Bing is removing piratey searches. I've been recommending Bing on the show for a long time as the official place to go if you want to pirate Microsoft software. Apparently, less so. Apparently, pirates are going to have to find a new haven. Which story don't you like, chat room? Let me know.
So, yeah, okay, I've read this now. So it turns out that they've been talking to domain name providers about basically blocking names at the domain level when they contain, say, certain words like Penisland or rapistfinder.com.
Penisland, that was Pen Island. That was a site that sold pens. That's all a misunderstanding. Is that still operational?
So, yeah, there was another example in here. Network Solutions, when it had a monopoly on .com domains, had a 7 dirty words ban for a long time until growers of shiitake mushrooms and Scunthorpe Council pointed out that it was stupid because Scunthorpe Council, S-K-U-N-T, Horp Council, was also banned, as it would be. So yeah, this is obviously quite a stupid story.
No, go to penisland.net. It's totally clean. They shouldn't have been blocked out. This is a real thing.
Oh, is that
you guys not seen
Island,
it?
I see. I did just read Penisland, right? Okay.
Penisland.net. Yeah, go to it. It's totally clean. But I think they kind of know it at this point because it says we specialize in right on the homepage. I think they're aware of what's happening.
Oh dear.
Penn Island. I can't believe that's still up. That was our favorite in college. Can you upload pics here? Not to the chat room, unfortunately, but if you put them somewhere else, you can link to them. I think that's everything from Facebook. Oh, yeah, there's an expert troll who's at every job known to man. I can't believe there are people who just troll YouTube so long, but then again, I've read the comments on YouTube, and I've always suspected it's like 5 people. Oh, this is awesome. He claims to have had every job. Okay, so it's the same user. He goes to different videos and says it's bullshit. I got to read these. So on one video, it's like, nah, this is bullshit. This is CGI effects. I've been in the film industry for 30 years. You're a lying twat. The next one, I can't show respect for this Asian savage. He sucks. I have been singing for 30 years, and I get no damn respect. Wow, what kind of a soldier is this guy? Falling down all the time, cursing, surrendering too easily? What a pussy. I've been in the military for 20 years. What I've learned was important. This guy needs balls. Next,
at this point, I could think maybe legit.
I drive boats for a living. That bald guy. Okay, so maybe he like sings the morning wake-up call in the military and does a little CGI on the side, and he drives boats for the army. This is still going. That bald guy should get his license revoked. I'm still pissed off right now. He should be thrown in jail. This is vehicular manslaughter. It makes me sick. Okay, and then the next. My head is hurting from all this wrong information. I'm a geometry teacher. I can't believe people are accepting this as fact. Oh, he's trolling VHeart there. VHeart's legit. What is your problem? Oh, okay. And then, I'm sorry, but I find this game to be very flawed. As a game designer, I should know the jerky movements and nauseating background make this game less enjoyable.
But come on, let's face it. Saying you're a whatever is pretty much a way to end the argument. Well, you know,
and then whatever.
Military, so I know
that plant is very sensitive and should not be treated that way. As a botanist, I know this is cruelty. This is amazing. This guy's awesome.
Oh, he's awesome.
Yes, I do. I'm a chemistry teacher, and I show my students what actually happens, which is nothing. Actually, I'm a chemist, so I deal with this all the time. This actually started in the 70s as a joke. psychology. Actually, I'm a psychologist, and I have some medical journals, some dating back to the 70s, and then they clearly say homosexuality has the same degrading effects similar to pedophiles. Most of them are recalled, but if I've got a few remaining. Oh, this guy's awesome. Wow, my autistic son could write better than... This dude has an autistic son on top of everything. This is amazing. The article's on Mashable. Look it up. Share it with your friends. Hilarious stuff. Thanks for sharing, Kashi. That was great. Ah.
Now you know how to win an argument. Guaranteed.
I am
every
just
time.
so happy, yeah. Screw you, Dave. I'm a professional podcaster, and I'm right.
No, I was actually looking at a photo on Reddit.
You're completely off the grid now.
So somebody posted that they're looking at a thing that teaches you. It's an English book in Korea, so for Koreans to learn English. And there's a section in the book called "Show Me Your Dick."
What?
And it teaches you all the different American English words for like genitals. So one of them says like testicles, and then the sentence example is, "Will you at least lick my balls?"
What? Korea's a little.
You know that isn't real, right?
Korea's a little different.
Oh, it's real, dog. It's real.
Yeah, I used to Photoshop those for our own teaching sessions.
You've had every job ever, huh, James? I'm on to you now.
Oh, no, exactly.
No, what are you,
I
that
was a
guy?
teacher for
Listen,
8
when I
years.
used to do the teaching lessons,
I actually just hung around in high schools and stuff because I enjoyed
yeah, I bet you did.
it.
Now, there's an image of Kashi in the chat room here. He's a good-looking guy.
Apparently, I'm a Backstreet Boy. That's pretty cool.
Send
Pretty
me a
awesome.
link to this Reddit thing, Dave.
I just sent it. It's in the
Oh,
thing.
who cares? Why are we
Or is
doing
it in
this
the
on
thing?
air?
What thing?
It's in the
Does
chat
anyone in
thing.
the chat room have anything else we should talk about before we wrap up the episode?
No,
here? I'm
just
sorry,
I'm a
it's been
Backstreet
weird.
Boy.
Hey, Dave, how would you? Let's rate James's performance as a host. How do you think he did?
It's like a 4
Like a 4? Or what are we? What out of
out of 10.
Out of 10? Okay, that's generous. That's generous. I would have gone with a 4, 2, I think.
Wait, well, then how am I generous if you agree?
Well, you're generally a bigger dick than me.
Oh, that's true. Well,
Yeah.
What the hell?
What? There's too many awkward pauses.
I would
wasn't
have given
a fan.
myself last week probably like a 6.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would have gone with maybe a 2.
What about
And
me?
I would
most
give your
weeks?
usual performance somewhere between an 8 and a 10, depending on your mood.
Depending on, it really varies depending on my mood. And this morning, I have to say, I am really out of it. There was some weird stuff going on in the email.
Let's ask what the chat would give James. Chat, what would
chat,
you give
chat.
James
How would
out
you
of
rate
10?
James'
I'm a
performance?
professional
And
learn English book
put it in
editor.
comparison to what you would give me last week and what you would give Justin on a good week.
I don't even care. I'm gonna finish this out now. I just hate you all. So yeah,
Okay.
I want to thank you all for listening to our
No
nonsense
one's
today,
listening
and I
anymore.
hope you learned something. Actually, I hope you die in a fire. And if not,
Hey,
well,
that's
you
my
must already
line.
be some kind of smarty pants. So whatever, come join us on Facebook.com/Technophilia Podcast or Twitter.com/The Technophilia. Now,
You can join thousands of technophiliacs.
or you can come see our live announcement on MakeUseOf.com, or if you just want to skip all the other articles, understandable, head straight over to MakeUseOf.tv.
You're a jerk,
Koshi
man.
says, James, you didn't really host, so...
Go to hell, Koshi. Let's see you
No
do
one.
better. Let's see you do better. Come on.
He knows more about this show than we do. Okay,
It's
like
true.
He's the authority here. I've never written a blog post about Technophilia. He has. Yeah.
Well, that
9
was
out of
it.
10
I
today.
finished the show. Go Dynafire. We're done.
Diana,
Done.
hey, that's
We're done.
not yours. I love you
James
guys.
is too bold.
James,
James
you
is
did
too
great.
bold.
It was fantastic.
I'm too
messing
bold
with
to
you.
host,
You're too
apparently.
bold. Yeah, that's what they said about Captain Picard, and he was awesome. So I'm not. gonna
Ray
award
gives
for
you
that
Ray gives you a 9 out of 10 because you said that I'm straight.
You're really easy to please, Ray. I like you. That's great. Thanks for coming around, everyone. Okay, it's time for that part of the show where James makes the art because he's hosting, right?
All right,
Wait,
so you're going to edit today.
hold on.
then,
We
yeah?
did-
Are you sorted?
We
Yeah?
did get an actual answer from Koshi. He says
Wait.
Dave is an 8 out of 10, and Justin is a 7 to 9 out of 10, depending on same thing I said, depending on.
Oh, really? Okay, James, you're the host of Technophilia now.
No. James does not get a rating because he didn't host. He said.
Oh,
I got
okay.
an 8. You got a 7 to 9, depending on your mood. And James,
Oh,
got
we
it.
got a
rating
funny
on
man
a
here.
good
Oh,
host.
why don't you do some stand up?
Poor James.
What's the deal with James Bruce?
Hey, I've got a Chinese textbook out there I could go get if you want. It's got all sorts of bad words in it. Because you know what? It's not a textbook. It's a book on how to make out with Chinese people.
What? Those exist?
Yeah, they exist. Check it out. It's called Making Out in Chinese. There's one for Japanese as well, Making Out in Japanese. That is how I first got started with my Japanese, by trying to hit on girls with very bad
Wait.
Japanese.
You were in Japan? So what? Wait, this
What?
is, there are books that teach you, like you didn't know Japanese, you were just in Japan, and the first thing you decided to learn was how to make out with people.
Yeah.
Okay.
But come on, you talk about motivation, you know? You need a reason to learn a language, and I just wasn't feeling it. There's
How
no
about-
reason to learn Japanese in Kyoto. They all speak English, basically. Well, not
Oh,
the actual people,
okay.
the shops and things, where you need to. You only need
But
to...
they won't make out with you in English.
No, but they won't. Well, no, the problem is, right, there's a ton of Japanese girls who specifically chase after white guys, but they're generally the kind of trashy, buy me a new purse kind of girls that you really don't want to be with. What you want to do is meet the actual Japanese girls who don't speak English, because mostly no one speaks English. So if you want to do that, of course, you've got to learn Japanese. This is common knowledge.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know.
Are we still podcasting?
We are still podcasting,
Apparently
I'm pretty
we still
sure.
are.
Goodbye, everyone. Thanks so much for listening.
Hey, look,
We'll be
James.
better
I
at
got a
this
James
someday.
fanboy. Oh, awesome!
What? What?
I got a fanboy.
Oh,
I got a
you've
fanboy.
always wanted a fanboy. That's fantastic for you. I'm sure you'll love it. Follow him on Twitter to get
That's
updates
20
about
billion
the free
out of
shit
10. I
he
love
gets.
James.
Yeah. Is that your wife? Is that you? That's you.
No,
Okay.
my
Is
wife
anybody
does real work.
missing from the chat? who
Artwork
was-
ideas. Everyone. Internet. What do we got?
James is too bald to host, I believe, was mentioned.
Too bold to host.
Bald.
No, we
not-
can't have another big picture. I really hate seeing my face underneath all the gaming articles
Oh,
now.
those
with
are
this
my
man
favorite
hates
ones.
games.
Yeah.
God, how annoying is that?
Wait, does that really happen?
Yes, it does. Look on any bloody gaming articles.
It's
Go
the
down.
best.
Related articles. This man hates games, and this big bloody picture of James looking back at you.
That
It's
might
the greatest
be,
thing
is
I've
it on
ever
the- I
done.
really hope it's on
Sucks.
the NVIDIA Shield review. That would be awesome.
I did find a Chinese student. I married her. To the chat.
Yes, your face is under the NVIDIA Shield review, which has
Nice.
like 1 billion entries.
This man hates games. You are now known to the internet as someone who dislikes games.
That
Yeah,
is,
sucks.
out of all the things that we've done in our days of hosting this podcast, that is the best thing we've ever done. Is making
Yeah.
James
That's your
face-
seminal work right there.
There are some better things that fans have done, but that is the best thing we've done.
Yes.
Pick him up by his tail. That's horrible.
He's stuffed. He doesn't. He likes it.
It looked like you were looking
Man, I
at his
forgot to
bum or
talk
something.
about-
No.
I forgot to mention, everyone, that the NVIDIA Shield review is up, and you can still
Yeah.
enter it for 9 more days.
Get your NVIDIA Shield. Okay, so James is
Hey,
the best.
You can embed images.
Piracy, baldness. I think that's the title. But now we need a picture. So
A
How
private
did
ball.
MUO Overlord embed an image in the chat room? How did he
I don't
do
know
that?
how he did
Someone
that.
tell me, how did he do that? How did he do that?
There's
Because he's a
plus button
freaking
here.
overlord. He just willed it into being.
How
Shut up. Don't question what he
I
does.
found notification. Oh, I got notifications now. Be nice to Panda. I will be nice to the Panda. Okay.
I'm gonna figure out how to do that.
He's in our bed usually, which is why he's not always out here on the couch. So I think the current leader is a piracy, baldness.
Cut the
And I-
baldness
what about just private baldness? Because then it like implies that you're talking about someone's junk.
Well, my idea was an exclamation mark after all of them, like privacy, piracy, baldness. Yeah. Why is nobody rating Dave's straightness? I have to say he's one of the straightest men I've ever met. He
What
likes.
about
He
pirate-
does like
private-
watching sweaty men hit each other, though.
private? No.
Why are you trying to improve on perfection here, guys?
Because I think we can make it better.
Okay.
Privately pirating baldness, but
What? No,
add the-
that is much worse. Privacy. James hates... Let's just... Continuing with our James Hates series of titles.
James, you did it to guys. I'm going home. Thing though, with your bad opinions.
Dave is straight. I just don't want to spread the Dave is straight controversy to the main page.
No, because we only talked about half hour on air today.
Controversy. That's how British people say it. I'm being respectful.
Controversy.
Controversy is how you say it. I listen to the BBC.
Do I?
It's causing controversy. I need a picture. I need a picture. Controversy. That's a thing.
Or if you're American, you just make up a word like controversialism. Because you guys like doing that.
My favorite is entrepreneurship, when there's already the word enterprise. But that wasn't enough. Like, entrepreneur is just a short form for enterprise, right? But now it's entrepreneurship.
James, they want
make this as convoluted as possible.
Dressed as a pirate.
Poop, poop, porn, porn. Not your best work, James fanboy.
My fanboy's got to come up with a better than that. Get up here.
Yeah, my fanboys are much better. They just think I'm straight.
they all want to believe that you're straight.
Ray knows that he's the straightest person in the universe, though.
I still think your WWMA, or whatever it is you like watching, it's the sweaty men punching each other. That's kind of gay. So
sometimes they don't even punch. Sometimes they just hold each other and kind of snuggle.
That's what you like to watch, yeah. So that's why I'm. You might be gay, but I still think you're straight.
What?
I think you're just denying it because of the rampant heterophobia that we get here in the technology world. You're just really trying to avoid that. I need a good. I'm just going to go onto James's Facebook page and grab another one of his face, because honestly,
come on.
Turn out to, what do you think? Tell me something else. James is defriending me on Facebook.
Don't worry. Someone will. Oh, I'm running on reserve battery power on my laptop. I better close it so it doesn't turn off.
We all know Dave's straight.
Let's see. Something about Xbox One. Maybe a London trash bin.
We talked about Microsoft an awful lot. Maybe we could somehow, like...
But there's pictures of you wearing a stupid hat, James.
James does have a lot of...
my Alice in Wonderland party, yeah. I'm supposed to be the Mad Hatter. Don't use my little pictures from party. You can't do that. That's not cool.
You can do whatever
the one with your wife licking your head. That's fun.
This is the Technophilia podcast. We don't follow the rules.
You're telling me to do... Are these you as a kid? These are adorable. You were cute once. What happened?
The rules follow us. Yeah.
Do it. Okay, what do we got here? What's going on?
I was cute once, and I got married.
You were cute? You got married? I got cuter when I got married. Just by extension.
Why did the thing get quieter all of a sudden?
The chat room?
You guys. It's hard to hear you now.
I'm trying to design art here, okay? It's not easy. Title, Davis Straight. Oh, we turned that down so many times. Every episode. Welcome to the Davis Straight
Ray,
podcast.
you need to get a new hobby.
No. At first I thought it wasn't funny because he kept doing it, but now he's done it so long that it's funny, but if he does it a bit more, it will become not funny again.
We can always just block him from everything.
What about private backdoor pirates?
What? Private
backdoor pirates.
That's pretty good.
We can't put that on Make Use of.
Private backdoor pirates.
Check your email. I might be in charge. Maybe we can.
Dude, we're still live.
I'm sick of waiting. I don't know what's going on anymore. Hey, Ryan, if you're watching, what's up?
Ryan doesn't watch this malarkey.
No. He didn't realize it was live. Yeah.
No one watches this malarkey.
No, that's true. No, these guys do. Okay, guys, it should be James's face. The fans are demanding your face, James.
Oh, the fans suck.
Can I use one of you as a kid, or should I do it with the Mad Hatter?
Why would you want one of me? That's the most irrelevant nonsense.
I don't know. I can't. I'm lost with art this week. I mean, I've got it private backdoor pirates right now.
Oh God.
Just title "This Is My Face" and have it be James's face.
No.
That's the current thing.
Ah.
Leave the cameras on.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
And then we'll just have a picture of a woodchuck.
What is Strunk and White's element of style? Could someone tell me, please?
It's just a style sheet. Writing rules, basically.
Why would I give a damn about that?
Because maybe we need to work out a make use of style thing. Why are you reading your make use of email during
I'm
the
just killing time.
podcast? Well, I can't think of any art here. I'm
You're
working
not being
on
very
it.
productive.
This is what I've got on the screen here. It's just the words. I don't even have a good idea for a picture right now. I'm just feeling adrift here. I'm getting all these disparate things. There's not a feeling of collaboration right now in the comments. And Bald Backdoor, who are you? Make use of overload. It's Kashi. Everyone in the chat room is Kashi.
Maybe it's a guy.
I thought make use of overlord was my mom.
Is it? That's awesome if true.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't think she actually watches the podcast. She just randomly comments on things on Facebook for fun.
I love it when your mom interacts with us. She's the best. I love that her Facebook profile picture is her dog's face.
What's my profile picture?
You know, your mom's Facebook profile picture is just her dog, so it's like an adorable little dog is saying these things to me. It's the best.
She does love her little Cody dog.
He loves it. Okay, I'm feeling lost. I just need something ridiculous here. A bald man's head. The camera's power button broke.
Combine a English trash bin with an Xbox One going into it, and the trash bin has an evil eye of Sauron on the top of it. How's that?
These are too many concepts at once, but we can give the evil eye to the trash bin. Can you get me a picture of these English trash bins that I can use? Or
Yep, let's go have a look.
please do. That sounds good, but then we got to change the title. Because private backdoor pirates. Trash is watching you. Wait, what do you call them there? Are they trash bins or are they rubbish bins? This
I
rubbish
think
is
they call
watching
it
me.
poop.
Oh, here's
My name's Justin and I'm from Colorado's Hat. Wait, you're from Wyoming? Really? There's a dude from Wyoming with internet access?
That's racist.
That's like America's small town that passes as a state. How many people live in Wyoming?
4.
Connect with the Eye of Sauron. That's pretty good too. It's about 500,076.
I was pretty close with my estimate of 4.
Yes, you were closest without going over. Okay. Connect with the Eye of Sauron.
This one shows you exactly what's going on.
Can we use these?
Dude, they're from Google Images. Of course we can.
What? No, we can't. This is pretty low res. Is there a way to get a higher res? Oh, image button. Got it. They're from Google Images. Of course we can't. You're gonna get us sued, jackass.
Yeah, everything on Google Images is free and ready for public.
You laugh, but I've had clients who actually think that. No, if we're doing it a parody though, that's usually legit.
If I find all sizes of that, I believe we can because they're coming from somewhere else. Yes, hang on here. I'll give you the biggest size I got.
Oh, could you? Because these ones are pretty small.
It's coming from Pitch Engine.
Bald Bins
I imagine
Band.
it's from the company.
Oh, in Wyoming you put Wi-Fi on the cows? That's fascinating.
That's quite smart, actually.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than Google's stupid balloon idea. We just pop the balloons.
I read, what was it? They did homeless people. At South by Southwest. He said, He said he lives in Colorado's Hat.
Why is there a James Hate Boy? What the hell?
It was only a matter of time, dipshit.
Is that the same guy? I'm disappointed with the flippancy.
He loved you till you started talking. And that was too much. He was just... It was popular to make fun of you. So then he pushed against it. And now we stopped making fun of you, so he's done. He's over it. Yeah.
Making fun of James is always one of my favorite pastimes, though.
The public is fickle. I'm leaving. Dave is too straight. He's really straightening it up right now, isn't he? You're the opposite of flaming. You're a freezing hetero.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. What's the opposite of flaming? I don't know. I'm having trouble coming up with insults for straight men.
For anyone tuning in now, this is not the show.
This is not going to be in the podcast. I'm doing the art. I just don't have the screen sharing because you're over there. So
I'm just reminding people who may be a little late to the live show. You're an hour late, an hour and a half late.
Here's what it looks like right now.
Yeah, you're not a little late.
I like
but
that.
I gotta get the Eye of Mordor.
Did you spell rubbish wrong?
I don't know how rubbish is spelled. I'm not British.
Rubbish. Rubbish.
Oh, there's two B's. I got it.
You got it?
I got it. Okay, so now I gotta get an Eye of Mordor in there.
Oh. Check your email.
Oh, look at that. I'm managing editor of Make Use of. That's cool.
That's a nice way
Hey,
to announce
everyone.
it.
I'm in charge of this site.
Oh, wait, what, did the email go out?
The email finally went out. I can say it. Hey, I'm managing editor. I'm actually co-managing with Ryan. We're going to be partners, and we're going to work really closely together on it. Ryan, you probably don't know him if you read Make Use of regularly, you read his stuff, but he's really great. And yeah, so hey,
and
everyone.
as your first official act, you are going to rename Make Use of to the Technophilia article site.
Yeah, it's makeuseof.com, brought to you by Technophilia Podcast. Because we're going to be like Microsoft and make the non-profitable sector of our business drive the profitable sector, right?
Well, I feel like that's the only smart way to go.
Yeah. Hey, no one likes our phones. I know. Let's make our desktop look just like the phones no one likes. Brilliant! So that's what we're going to do with the podcast, yeah. Okay, so I've got myself a nice Eye of Sauron here, and I'm going to edit it into the... I don't know. Thanks.
Manage to edit that post?
Thanks, Make Use of Overlord, but your name is no longer accurate.
Hey, now you're Make Use of Overlord.
Bitch.
He's the wannabe Overlord.
Yeah, he's a poser.
I
don't know where to put this.
Forevermore in this YouTube video. Should we perhaps end the podcast now?
I'm just about done with the art. I'll have it in the chat room momentarily. Thank you so much for your help. I'll talk more about my new position next week. Maybe Ryan will join us. It'll be fun. See you around.
I'm gonna hit end so we can sit and laugh about things.
Oh, Dave! By the way, you're fired. Bye.
Yay!
Bye.